Hello, and we welcome you to Huntington Beach on another perfect fall afternoon for football as we are down to 4 in the SCFA playoffs, and we welcome you to our semifinal matchup today featuring the Golden West College Rustlers and the Ventura College Pirates. The Rustlers looking to stay perfect after an unblemished regular season at 10-0, and the Pirates coming off a thrilling win in the opening round, coming from 16 points down in the fourth quarter to emerge with a 41-37 win over the Cerritos College Falcons. The kick is off, and we are underway. Taken at the goal line, and the return out past the 20 for the Pirates, who will go on offense first after the Rustlers won the opening toss, elected to defer. So we'll see the Pirate offense led by outstanding quarterback Brayson Leon, who's got a lot of weapons at his disposal. And another tough assignment for a Rustler defense that has been outstanding this season. Leon coming off a monster performance in the win against the Falcons, throwing for a season-high 427 yards, and he needed every one of those yards in that 4-point win that saw the Pirates take the lead in the final minute on a touchdown pass from Leon to Tavion McCoy. Leon's first pass here today is complete out past the 35, a couple of yards shy of the first down marker, finding Cohen Glover coming out of the backfield. 8 yards for Glover, or I should say, for Glover, leaving a 2nd and 2. Glover remains in the backfield, 3 wide receivers, gets the call. Following his left guard near the first down marker. The Rustlers always among the very best, stopping the run year after year, and indeed this season, opposing teams rushing for under 3 yards a carry. That for Glover was 2 yards, but it was enough to move the chains. And an immediate first down for the Pirates. This the first matchup between these two teams in 10 years. The last matchup came back in 2015, and indeed they've met only twice since Steve Musagian took over in 2010 at the helm for the Pirates. Both those matchups have gone to the Rustlers, so they'll look to continue their mastery in this albeit rare matchup as the Pirates come in today looking to get off the schneid of late. Leon fires over the middle, catch is made. Silas Kemp, perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as Kemp brought down at the 27, but the 23-yard completion has the Pirates decidedly on the move on this opening drive. It was Braden Powers getting just enough of Kemp to keep him from a foot race for the goal line. As it is, it's a 1st and 10. Leon sets, fires, and nearly intercepted Josh Clark, the all-conference linebacker, 1 of 3 for the Rustlers, dropping back into coverage and nearly had the pick. It's a good read, and Leon, who's thrown just 2 interceptions on the season, gets away with 1 there. Leaves a 2nd and 10 for the Pirates on this opening drive. Happy you've joined us. Semifinal number 1. It's the Pirates and the Rustlers. And in about an hour, a little less than an hour now, Saddleback College, the Bobcats, getting set to take on the Mount San Antonio College Mounties. The winners will meet next week for the SCFA Championship. Clark delivers a sharp stick on Love Adebayo after a pickup of a couple. A hard yard for Love Adebayo leaves a 3rd and 9 for the Pirates, who are converting on 3rd down at an almost otherworldly total at 52%. Coming off 10 of 13 on 3rd down in the win against Cerritos last week. So they've been very good when they've needed to be. 3rd and 9 from the Rustler 26. Salter in the backfield. Leon sets, throws over the middle, catch is made. Tavion McCoy working to the near side. He's got the first down, finally stood up and driven out of bounds inside the 10, down at the 5-yard line 21 yards on a 3rd and 9. And the Pirates now inside the 10 at the 5. Well, this is exactly what you're looking for. If you're the Pirates on this opening drive. See, it picks up a block there on Faulkner finally. They get McCoy to the ground, but the Pirates now have it at the 5. Salter still in the backfield, gets the call, bounces it back to his left, but Clark there quickly, along with a couple of other Rustler tacklers. Nothing doing for Salter on the carry. Ultimately finished off by Kakama Kozma after Clark got there initially. Glover on to replace Salter in the backfield. 3 backs for the Pirates with over 500 yards rushing on the season. Out in the flat, catch is made for a touchdown, and the Pirates find the end zone on their opening drive. Finding Bryce Zavala. The tight end getting some extra snaps here today, no doubt, with Ryan Gillum, the outstanding all-conference tight end for the Pirates, not able to go today. We expect to see more of Ben Bowman, but also Bryce Zavala, who comes up with the catch and the touchdown reception, his first on the season. Ing on for the extra point, and Bodie Ing puts it through. The Pirates, in 3 minutes and 39 seconds, take it downfield and grab the early lead, 7-0. You're watching the 3C2A playoffs on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Kendrick Thomas, Drew Faulkner back deep to receive the kick. Well, one of the fascinating aspects of this matchup here today is no doubt what's going to transpire in the early going. The Pirates make the long trip down from Ventura for a rare day game for them. So they get a very early start for that 100-mile trip down the 101 here to Huntington Beach. Meanwhile, the Rustlers were on a roll all season, all the way into the final week of the regular season, where they posted an 11-point win. Meanwhile, big return for Thomas. Thomas, with just one man to beat, Ing manages to slow him down. That'll keep him out of the end zone. But a big return from Kendrick Thomas all the way to the 24. So that sets the Rustler offense up in a big way on this opening possession for them offensively. Nearly along on the season. 74 yards to the Pirate 24. Meanwhile, to get back to the point, talking about the Rustlers, on a roll all season. Undefeated in the regular season with an impressive win at Fullerton to wrap up a 10-0 regular season. But that was 3 weeks ago. And now the Rustlers, who have been off for 21 days as they go into action here today. And it raises the question, as a first down carry gets a couple of yards for Aaron Mitchell. What might go down early on in this one? Which team is maybe going to be able to shake off a little early day rust and get off to the fast start? The Pirates have certainly made their case on the opening drive, going down the field for the touchdown. And we'll see how the Rustlers respond as they get back to action after their last game took place all the way back on November 8th. Kamakavivo Ole under pressure. He's going to be sacked. And what a sight that is for the Pirates as a host of Pirate defenders get there on Kamakavivo Ole, who had no chance. The Pirates with just 12 sacks as a team on the season. And they're without a couple of their leading pass rushers, Zach Ivory, who's been out for the last few weeks, and indeed has red-shirted for the season to maintain his eligibility to come back next year, and D'Amato Pecco, their leading pass rusher on the season, who has missed the last several weeks and is not available again today. But they get the sack there, looking for Dom Thompson, who tries to make the shoestring catch inside the 15. That would have been good enough for a first down. Okay, and it looks like they wave that play off. So it'll be back to a 3rd and 14 for the Rustlers. Okay, no, all right. So now it appears that they'll reset the clock, but the call is going to stand incomplete, and the Rustlers going to line up to go for it on a 4th and 14. Deep drop for Kamakaviva. Ole finds Thompson on the near side, but slips down shy of the first down marker. And after the big return from Thomas, the Rustlers are turned away. The Pirate defense comes up big. They will take over at their own 22, holding the Rustlers off the scoreboard entirely. Well, to our question, it appears that the Pirates are off the bus and off to a quick start here in the opening quarter. And it's the Rustlers who give up the touchdown drive and then struggle on their opening possession. The quick 4 and out, and the Pirates get it back with a chance to extend on the lead. Leon on with Glover in the backfield, receivers left and right. Glover with the first down carry on the right side, bouncing off tacklers finally. Clark able to ride him down at the 28, 6 yards for Glover. Brings up a 2nd and 4. Well, the Pirates, definitely a pick your poison defensively, and we saw that a week ago. Second and 4, Leon on the scramble, going to be hit and brought down. Did manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 from the 28. The Falcons did a pretty good job slowing down the Pirate running game that has averaged just under 250 yards a game on the season, limiting the Pirates to just 122 yards rushing. But in so doing, they did open up some opportunities for Brayson Leon and a talented core of wide receivers. The pass incomplete. Very nearly interference as he was looking for Ben Bowman, but Tayden Rogers able to get there, knock it away, stay out of the penalty, and boy, well, look there, and well, the Rustlers might have gotten away with one there. Looking for a call, but none coming. Definitely some contact, but the Rustlers will take it as they respond with their own 3 and out. And we mentioned at the top that as the Falcons did a pretty good job slowing down this Pirate running game, we were once again reminded that the Pirate passing game also presents a great deal of danger. And indeed, Leon and his receivers with well over 400 yards passing in the game as the Pirates came back for the 41-37 win. Tanner Schmidt, weaving his way forward, is once again into Pirate territory at the 41. Solid return off the punt from Clothier, and the Rustlers will once again have very good field position starting in Pirate territory at the 41. So another chance as the Rustler defense settles in and gets the 3 and out against the Pirates. 8:23 remaining in the opening quarter. Golden West and Ventura for a spot in the SCFA championship. Down to 4 in the north as well. And those two matchups also taking place this afternoon. So we're going to be down to 4 overall for the 3C2A championship by late this afternoon. Thomas on the carry. Finds some running room down to the 36, 5 yards for Kendrick Thomas. Thomas, along with Aaron Mitchell, both went for over 100 yards in the regular season finale as the Rustlers cranked up the run game in the 33-22 win. Both these teams certainly rely on a running back by committee approach. Read option, and Owa finds a lane following his all-conference center Enoki Samita up the middle for a first down. Down to the 31, and a fresh set of downs for Kana'oa. Kamakaviva Ole comes in having completed an outstanding freshman season, completing 69% of his passes. The pass over the middle. First catch for Tanner Schmidt, the Offensive Player of the Year in the National Central in the SCFA. And Schmidt is really starting to put it together in the latter stages. What a catch from Schmidt. And did they wave that off? Because that definitely looked like Schmidt had the catch. Schmidt, in the last month of the regular season, 300-yard performances in his last 4 games. I had a couple looks at that one. Good job, guys. Might have just caught enough of the turf. And a 2nd and 10. Out in the flat. Catch is made by Thomas. Shakes one defender, and he's very near the first down marker. Ultimately brought down by Eric Rivera. He's going to be about a half a yard shy, and a big 3rd and 1 for the Rustlers, who convert at 45% on 3rd down, whistles before the snap. And our referee, Don Ariosto, with the call. This one going to go against the Pirates. 5 yards and a first down, down to the 17. The Rustlers into the red zone, where they've been very good, as you would expect, all season long, including particularly good at punching it in for touchdowns. They are 3rd in the SCFA in touchdown percentage in the red zone, as both these teams have run the ball very well all season long. Thomas gets the call on the left side, twisting his way forward for a pickup of about 4. They'll give Thomas 5 yards, and a 2nd and 5 coming up. Thomas will remain in the backfield. So Thomas following Dylan Bunbury, Cam Shepard on the left side, finding some room. Owa looking to throw out to Schmidt. Schmidt angles inside the 5, down to the goal line, and he's in. Tanner Schmidt with the touchdown reception, and the Rustlers back within a point. And for Schmidt, his 12th touchdown reception. And there you see the toughness that Rustler fans have seen all season long. Tanner Schmidt, the leading receiver, and not at all afraid to go over the middle and take a little contact. And now on for the extra point. It is up and good, as Zavala puts it through to tie it up. 5:56 remaining in the opening quarter. Ventura and Golden West tied at 7 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Zavia, apologies on the pronunciation, has it teed up and ready to go. High end over end kick. This will be taken at the 8. Glover on the return, out past the 30 to the 31. That was Jeremiah Jackson. Let me correct that quickly. On the return, 22 yards for Jackson. And the Pirates will start from the 30. And the Rustlers regain a measure of momentum. After the Pirates had the impressive opening drive, but the Rustlers get the stop and then take advantage of the relatively short field. Starting in Pirate territory again with Kamikaviva Ole finding Tanner Schmidt for the touchdown pass to tie it at 7. Glover in the backfield, 1st and 10 from the 30. And it's Glover who will get the call, trying the left side, but he is going to be hit and dropped behind the line, a loss on the play. Kozma again there quickly, along with a couple of Rustler defenders as they swarm to the ball. Loss of a couple for Glover brings up a 2nd and 12. Showing blitz, but they'll rush 4. Designed roll for Leon, throwing back and completes. And now the late call comes in, and they're going to say this is incomplete. Looking for Elijah Davis, and Davis, let's watch one more time here. Well, initially he had it, but it might have come out later, though. That looked like Davis did a pretty good job of securing it. Doesn't get the call. Well, they're going to huddle up, so let's hold everything and wait. Don Ariesto will give the call. So they are going to say that Davis made the catch. First catch for Elijah Davis, who has been red hot the last couple of weeks. Back-to-back monster performances in the regular season finale against Mount Sac. Blitz coming, and Leon hit as he throws as he gets drilled by Clark, coming unblocked off the edge. The pass incomplete, and the Rustlers have another stop on a quick 3 and out. No one picks up Clark. And Leon, no chance. That's a break for the Pirates that ball just falls incomplete. As we'll see Clothier come on to kick it away. And now it's the Pirate defense that will need to answer. This kick comes from the 37. Schmidt back deep. It's been dangerous on punt returns this season, but he'll signal for a fair catch here and make it at the 33. A 30-yard kick, but no return. And the Rustlers will go back on offense. One more look at Clark coming off the edge. Tell me it's not physical down there with these two teams as Leon takes the big hit. Mentioned that Schmidt has been tough, and those that have been following and watching the Pirates all season long know that Brayson Leon has been unbelievably durable as well and not afraid to find a little contact down there. So not surprising he popped up quickly. And back to the Rustlers with Arjuan Morris, who tries to bounce it outside, but he is going to be brought down. No gain on the play. Getting there quickly, Peyton Moise. And the freshman wrapping up Morris for a loss of a yard. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 11. Well, the Pirates got the big sack on the opening drive to turn the Rustlers away. And this is a team that has struggled at times defensively, but has also come up with some big performances, not the least of which a week ago when they were down 37-21 in the late stages of the 3rd quarter. But it was the defense that came up big throughout the 4th quarter, consistently turning away a very good Falcons offense time after time to give their offense a chance to ultimately come from 16 points down and get the win. Oa fires to Schmidt on the far side. Completion for a 1st down and more. Tanner Schmidt to the Pirate 36 and a 1st and 10. 3rd catch here in the opening quarter for Schmidt. And meanwhile, Oa, after a couple of incompletions on the opening drive for the Rustlers, now really starting to settle in. Ardwan Morris on the right side has a first down and more. Finally knocked out of bounds by Brian Estrada, but not before Ardwan Morris picks up another first down to the 24 of Ventura. Clock moving, 3:09 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. Meanwhile, an official's timeout down on the field as the clock now at 3 minutes, and now they'll wind. Mitchell back on in the backfield. Schmidt solo to the right. And they'll go to Mitchell, sweeping to the far side, but Estrada there quickly. Nothing doing for Mitchell, who just gets back to the line. Mentioned Aaron Mitchell, outstanding returning sophomore. First team all-conference selection. 24 carries for 118 yards. Those were season highs for Mitchell in the regular season finale at Fullerton College that gave the Rustlers the top spot in the 3C2A playoffs. So the road to the championship will travel through Huntington Beach, and that one incomplete, looking for Schmidt over the middle. Had to try and get it over the head of Kevion Moore, who had dropped into coverage, and Moore showing the hops. Gets up there, deflects that ball, incomplete, third, and they'll call it 9 from just inside the 24 for the Rustlers. And an interesting decision, perhaps, for Nick Mitchell. We'll get to that momentarily. Oa under pressure, does get the pass out, finding Daniels. And David Daniels brought down after a gain of about 5. That brings up fourth down, but the Rustlers have struggled in the kicking game this season. Mentioned Zavia along with Max Riggs combining to go just 3 for 11 on field goal attempts this season. This would be a 4th and 4, but they are going to send Zavia out to attempt the field goal. This would be a 31-yard field goal to come from the right hash. Meanwhile, whistles come in and a timeout taken. The Pirates are going to take their first charge timeout. 1:30 remaining in the opening quarter, all tied at 7. It's Golden West College football, the SCFA playoffs on SoCalCollegeSports.com. So Zavia on. And this is actually from 36 yards. Zavia ready. Snap, placement down. The kick is up. It's long enough and no good. Wide right for Zavia. And the Pirate defense comes up with the stop. Score remains 7 apiece with 1:25 remaining in the opening quarter. Leon will come on with Adebayo in the backfield. Mentioned the numbers briefly for Brayson Leon, but completing 71% of his passes on the season, 24 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions. Both of these defenses have been highly opportunistic on the season. Leon throwing back across his body in the pass, complete, finding Silas Kemp. Kemp over 100 yards with a touchdown a week ago. 2-time now all-conference standout for the Pirates. All-conference as a freshman and back on the all-conference team as a sophomore. Adebayo coming out of the backfield, tripped up by Clark, who has had a busy first period. 9 yards on the reception. And in fact, Adebayo able to fall forward for 10 yards to immediately move the chains as we wind under a minute to go in the opening quarter. But Leon has been phenomenal this season. After limited work over the first 3 weeks, really took over the job with the injury to Devin Tate, but simply never let go. Adebayo for 7 yards, following Nathan Gonzalez on the left side. A good push. We'll see if the Pirates want to run another play as we're down to 20 seconds here in the opening quarter, and it looks like the Pirates going to be content to let the time run out. Through 1, tied at 7. It's the SCFA playoffs. Rustler football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Pirates facing a 2nd and 4 from the Rustler 48. They overload the far side, but keep it on the ground with Adebayo. A couple of yards for Love Adebayo. And a 3rd and 2 coming up. Adebayo battling an injury throughout much of the middle part of the regular season. In fact, missed a couple of weeks back in weeks 3 and 4. Late in September, but overall has been a remarkably consistent performer in the backfield along with Glover and Salter, but 5 games this season with better than 80 yards for Love Adebayo. 3rd and 2, deep drop for Leon. Pop flies the far side. It's up for grabs, and what a catch! Down at the 12-yard line, Tavion McCoy. Well, just throw it up and let him go get it. The coverage was pretty good, but Tavion McCoy not to be denied. Has the reception, 34 yards down to the 12-yard line. And an opportunity for the Pirates to grab the lead once again with Glover in the backfield. Rustlers crowding the line and not much doing. Brandon Soleau, the outstanding sophomore linebacker for the Rustlers, in the backfield quickly. Soleau, the leading tackler a season ago, and the leading tackler once again this season. Just a sensational inside linebacker for the Rustlers, and he was in the backfield quickly. No chance for Glover, who did well to get back to the line of scrimmage. Salter on in the backfield, replacing Glover. 2nd and 10 for the Pirates. Blitz coming. Leon, good protection. Rainbows the far side once again, looking for Silas Kemp this time, working against Rob Andrus, and the pass incomplete. And a 3rd and 10 now for the Pirates. So the football still resting on the Rustler 12-yard line for the Pirates, who will send Kemp and Davis to the left side, McCoy solo to the right. As Leon looks over the Rustler defense, again, here they come. Sets, fires, back shoulder throw for McCoy, and a touchdown. And the Pirates back out in front. And this a throw to a perfect spot by Brayson Leon. And not much chance on the coverage for John Bivens out there one-on-one with McCoy, but Leon just puts this in a really good spot, and McCoy makes the adjustment in the air and able to bring it in, tiptoe that far sideline for the touchdown. And McCoy, who has picked it up as well over the last month or so for the Pirates, back in the end zone again. Touchdown reception last week, and indeed the last couple of weeks for McCoy, and once again finds pay dirt, getting the foot down. Pirates back out in front, 14-7 with 13-18 remaining in the second quarter. Got to give a lot of credit to the Pirate offensive line that has been so very good all season long. Saw the Rustlers try to dial up the blitz on a few plays on that drive, and the protection for Leon was outstanding. And he took full advantage, eventually finding McCoy. The 12-yard touchdown pass, and the Pirates regain the lead. Faulkner on the return, again with room. Faulkner at midfield, once again looking to cut it back, and brought down inside the 20. Touchdown saving tackle by Bodie Fauski. But first it was Thomas, and now it's Faulkner with a huge return. And the return game has been a big storyline here in this first half. Eventually brought down at the 18. Well, the first time off the big return from Thomas, the Pirate defense came up huge and indeed kept the Rustlers off the scoreboard entirely with the help of a big sack. And they will have their work cut out for them once again here from the 18. The fake to Mitchell to throw over the middle, and a good adjustment. Catch is made. David Daniels working over the middle, short of the first down, but does take it down to the 12-yard line. 6 yards, leaves a second down and 4. Owa brings them back to the line. Mitchell in the pistol on the left side. Near the first down marker, but a little short. Sliding over Thomas Green, the first to get there, and lost his helmet, so he'll head off. 3 yards for Mitchell, and a big 3rd and 1 coming up for the Rustlers. Early on, the Rustlers 0 of 2 on 3rd down. They'll send Daniels in motion. Quick pitch to Mitchell, looking for the edge. Forced out of bounds, but Mitchell does have enough for the first down. So a fresh set of downs for the Rustlers, as Mitchell needed a yard and got about 4. Down to the 7-yard line of Ventura. Mentioned quickly before that the Rustlers top 20 in red zone scoring, but 3rd in the SCFA scoring touchdowns in the red zone. So they have been very efficient when they've had the opportunity, but Mitchell runs into a wall on this first down carry, and again, that Pirate front 4 able to stand up and limit much of anything on the ground as A.J. Gojo led the charge. No gain for Mitchell, a 2nd and goal. Just inside the 7, as Mitchell remains in the backfield bunch formation for the Rustlers. Snap to Owa, sets up, now the pressure comes, flushed from the pocket, throwing, looking in the back of the end zone, incomplete. Wanted Will McKissick. All-conference tight end, second leading receiver for the Rustlers on the season, but the pass incomplete. There is a flag down. Pirates again able to get some pressure on Kamakaviva Ole. And indeed, the pressure brings results as the holding call against Golden West will move it back to the 17, where it'll be second and goal. Rustlers looking to cash in on that big return, but now facing a second and long. Here's the snap, blitz coming. Ole under pressure, and the pass incomplete. Estrada was closing quickly, not likely to have been much there for Daniels, who couldn't secure it anyway, and now it's third and goal from the 17. Joe Hagel checking in for the Rustlers, who will go to 4 receivers. On this third and long, Schmidt split out wide to the right. Owa looking left, fires, completes to Daniels. A defender slips and falls. Daniels is down to the 1-yard line but kept out. 16 yards for David Daniels. And it brings up a 4th and goal from the 1. And the Rustlers haven't had a whole lot of success running the football so far today, but you got to believe they're going to go for it. With the ball at the Pirate 1, they'll go to more of a jumbo package with tight end Aiden Parks checking in. Mitchell in the deep eye. Owa under center. Here's the snap. Quick pitch to Mitchell. Running right. Mitchell lowers the shoulder. In for the touchdown. Aaron Mitchell powers it in from a yard out to get the Rustlers back within a point. Well, this is pretty well strung out by the Pirates, but there you see the power of sophomore Aaron Mitchell. Not to be denied. The contact came at about the 1, but Mitchell churning his legs for a couple of yards. Over the goal line and in. Extra point up and good. 10:33 remaining in the first half. All tied once again in the SCFA semifinals on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back and forth first half as the Rustlers once again pull into a tie. Taken at the 8 and out to the 26. 18 yards on the return for Jeremiah Jackson. And we'll see the Pirate offense. Leon 10 of 14 for 151 yards and a couple of touchdowns already here in the first half. Salter in the backfield. Javarian Salter, the leading rusher for the Pirates on the season. Largely shut down a week ago by the Falcons with just 22 yards. They try to set up the screen. McCoy on the reception, but no gain. In fact, McCoy lost yardage on the play, going to go all the way back to the 22. That's a loss of 4. brings up a 2nd and 14. Mentioned Salter with 300-yard games on the season, led the way on the ground in this Pirate running game that had been so very good all season long. And again, the Falcons really seem to be determined to try and slow down the Pirate run game, but couldn't slow down the Pirate offense. Quick throw over the middle. And Salter, who's got very sure hands coming out of the backfield, has the reception. Minimal gain on the play for Salter. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and it brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Pirates. 3 of 5 on 3rd down so far today. 3 wide receivers to the left. Leon, good protection, finds Kemp working over the middle, has the first down. Rogers able to trip him up, but Kemp is out to the 45. And a fresh set of downs and a big 3rd down conversion for the Pirates. Rustlers looking to continue the momentum that they gained with the tying touchdown. Looking for a quick 3 and out, but the Pirates on the completion to Kemp continue the drive. Adebayo in trouble in the backfield, hit and brought down for a loss on the play. There you see the push on the right side. And that's all conference left tackle Nathan Gonzalez being pushed back by outstanding front 7 for the Rustlers. Briefly mentioned the tremendous linebacking core, Soleil along with Cruz Wheeler, Josh Clark. But they are greatly helped by a very talented defensive line as well. Blitz coming, Leon finds Bowman, and Bowman with the completion, I should say with the reception on the pass from Leon, and expect to see more of Ben Bowman today with Ryan Gillum out of the lineup. And the freshman transfer from Valley State College out of El Paso with the reception to the 45, just enough for a first down. Pirates have it in Rustler territory. Straight drop, Leon gets it out quickly. Bowman with another reception. Back-to-back receptions for Ben Bowman, 17 yards to the 28. And Bowman, who's been working behind Ryan Gillum, who had a terrific year for the Pirates, getting more of an opportunity today and taking advantage. Couple of receptions. Salter sweeping to the far side. Clark flies in, and the pass incomplete. Salter lost his helmet. Looking for a call. Meanwhile, no whistle is coming. And both of these teams, seems like a good time to mention, have been unbelievably good in terms of ball security, with each team's core of running backs. Well over a couple of hundred touches on the season for Salter, Adebayo, and Glover, and combined just 2 fumbles. And the numbers are similar for Golden West. And you see there that Salter, even while he's trying to argue his case for a call, somehow managed to hold the football. Leon looking deep in the pass, intercepted, thrown a little bit behind McCoy and Faulkner. The first team all-conference selection has the pick for the Rustlers. And now it's the Pirates who are turned away with an opportunity to perhaps get back on the board. You see McCoy looking for a call, felt like there was contact, maybe a little push as that ball was coming in. But Faulkner able to come up with the interception. And the Pirates, who had it inside the Golden West 30, will come away empty on that drive. 7:04 remaining. Talked about both these defenses being opportunistic. That the first turnover today, and with that interception, the Rustlers are now plus 16 turnover differential. Nearly intercepted, but McKissick has it for the first down and more to the 28. Will McKissick immediately moves the chains for the Rustlers, 16 yards and a first down. And on just the 3rd interception on the season for Brayson Leon, the Pirates, with that turnover, are still plus 16 themselves, turnover differential. So both these teams have relied on creating turnovers as a big part of their success. But it's the Rustlers who generate the first turnover here today. 4 yards and a 2nd and 6. Clock moving, 6:18 and counting remaining in the first half. 3 wide receivers to the right. Kamakavivo Ole sets, looking on the quick slant, and the pass incomplete. Dom Thompson, the intended receiver. Estrada on the coverage, and Thompson can't bring it in. Brings up a 3rd down and 6. Well, Golden West 1 of 4 on 3rd down. Daniels will return. Set up in the slot. Seen Daniels and Thompson step into larger roles as J.D. Alicea, the 3rd leading receiver on the season, has missed the last couple of games for the Rustlers. But they'll go to the leading target on the season, Tanner Schmidt, who makes the catch in traffic for the first down. 8 yards for Schmidt. That moves the chains. He's over there working against Marcellus Brigham. Also named first-team All-Conference and outstanding safety. And Brigham has turned into one of the real shutdown defenders as well for the Pirates as this season has worn on, but that time Schmidt in a crowd has the catch. Kendrick Thomas on the carry. Good push on the left side. 6 yards for Thomas. And it brings up a 2nd down and 4. McKissick in motion. And they'll keep it on the ground with Thomas on the right side. Slips out of one tackle, but that leaves enough time. And Thomas just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Saw Estrada get there quickly. And Thomas able to slip out of the tackle, but Nick Duffy following closely behind. Wraps him up. No gain for Thomas, and a 3rd and 4 for the Rustlers, who have converted on their last couple of 3rd down opportunities. And they'll need to do it again here from their own 46. Flags are down. Could be a free play. Owa hit as he throws, and the pass incomplete. Aiden Goodwin, the intended receiver. But let's see if this goes against the Pirates. One more look at it, and right there over the center. The hard count from Owa has the desired result. Pirates jump, 5-yard penalty, and a 1st down. So the 3rd down conversion via the penalty. Just the 2nd penalty on the Pirates here in the first half. But it is a costly one. Gives the Rustlers a fresh set of downs. Thomas on the carry for a gain of a couple to the Pirate 47. Leaves a 2nd and 8. Goodwin to the right. Now Schmidt switches over to the slot on the left side. Noah, good protection, fires. Schmidt open and has the catch inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. 21 yards as Owa gets great protection up front. And the Rustler offensive line, mentioned, led by Samita and all-conference selection Lehanu Atuatasi, but this Rustler offensive line has also had a tremendous year. We talk a lot about the Rustler defense, but the Rustlers have had a big year offensively, both running and throwing the football. Play action, they set up the screen. Down to the 20, a late flag comes in. Parks got about 6 yards. Well, let's wait and see on the call. Eric Rivera on the tackle. Yeah, they're going to get Will McKissick, and McKissick just that close to a pretty good pancake, but a little bit of Jersey as he finishes that block, and that'll cost the Rustlers 10 yards. It'll be a spot foul, so 1st and 15 back at the 31. So Daniels back on in the slot for this 1st and 15 play as the clock continues to move. Now under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Play action, looking to set up the screen for Schmidt. Spins out of one tackle, but Schmidt down after a modest gain. Yeah, Duffy getting there quickly. Down to the 27, 4 yards for Schmidt, and a 2nd and 11 upcoming for the Rustlers. With Thomas in the backfield. Blitz coming, good protection, over the middle and incomplete. Boy, in the hands of Thompson, but can't bring it in. And it brings up a 3rd and 11, and well, the throw right there from Kamakaviva Ole. But Thompson can't find the handle. It's a break for the Pirates, as instead of a 1st down, now the Rustlers looking at a 3rd and 11. Right now, a field goal attempt would be 44 yards. We'll see if perhaps the Rustlers are thinking about 2 plays. Might only need 1. Looking deep for Schmidt, and the pass incomplete. Tanner Schmidt working over there against James Rose. Another outstanding defender, but it's Estrada who's able to get over there and break it up. That makes it 4th and 11 from the 27. And for right now, the Rustler offense not moving. They're going to stay on. Well, they have it at 3rd and 11. I don't know if I missed a play here on the scoreboard. Now they have it 4th and 11. The Rustlers, 10 of 23 on 4th down this season. This a 4th and 11. Over the middle, going to Schmidt, who has the reception for the 1st down. Tanner Schmidt. Was there any doubt about where the ball was going to go on a key play? But look at the separation that Tanner Schmidt is able to get on the break. Again, locked up with James Rose, who's been tremendous all season for the Pirates. But, boy, it is tough to stay with Tanner Schmidt one-on-one. Down to the 2-minute timeout. The Rustlers with a 1st down in the red zone when we return. It's Golden West College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tanner Schmidt now 6 catches for 79 yards and a touchdown here in the first half, and comes up with a big catch moments ago for the 4th down conversion. The Rustlers now have it at the Pirate 13. They'll send McKissick in motion. Thomas, good hole on the left side. Thomas lowers the shoulder. Brought down at the 7. Rivera with the stop. 6 yards for Kendrick Thomas. And initially, it was a big hole for Thomas. give the Pirates secondary some credit. Got there quickly, limited Thomas to 6 yards. Second and a long 3. Football resting just outside the 6-yard line of Ventura. Clock moving. The throw over to Schmidt off the turf. He's got it for a touchdown. Tanner Schmidt with the shoestring grab. Let's watch here again. Able to secure it and then reach for the touchdown. And Tanner Schmidt, boy, this is textbook on his 7th reception here in the first half, his 2nd touchdown. As he stays with that ball, keeps it off the turf, no doubt. And the Rustlers have the lead with 1:08 remaining here in the first half. The Pirates still with 2 timeouts, so a lot of time. But the Rustlers, for the first time today, have the lead here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Tanner Schmidt with 300-yard games in his last 4 games and somehow seems to be getting better every week. 9 catches for 166 yards. Meanwhile, a good return now for the Pirates. As Cohen Glover, who was an all-conference selection as an all-purpose player, despite over 600 yards rushing, but it was the work in the return game as well for Glover that gets him that spot on the all-conference team. But getting back to Schmidt, 9 catches for 166 yards and 3 touchdowns in the victory at Fullerton for the Rustlers, a big win that secured the conference championship and the number 1 seed. And somehow, now this week he comes back and he's on pace to improve on those numbers. Couple of touchdowns already. Bowman with his 3rd reception here in the first half heads out of bounds after a pickup of 5. But the good return from Cohen Glover sets the Pirates up with good field position to start. They're already at their own 45. 53 seconds remaining in the first half, and again the Pirates still with 2 timeouts. Clark coming on the blitz. Leon throws and completes. Kemp with the reception. 4 yards, leaves a 3rd and 1, but the clock now stopped. 45 seconds. And the Pirates going to take their 2nd charge timeout. Well, let's hold on. Well, there's the call from Don Ariosto. And that is a critical one for the Pirates, who instead of a 3rd and 1, now look at a 3rd and 16. A personal foul call. And it comes against Jackson Perkins. Outstanding right tackle. An all-conference selection on the season is Perkins. And Perkins has been so good this season. We cover Ventura College football here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, and so we've seen a lot of Jackson Perkins. And how good has Jackson Perkins been? Barely had to call his name much on the season. Just quietly done the job on the right side of that offensive line that, again, has been a juggernaut for the Pirates. But that a costly penalty and a 3rd and 16. The Rustlers will drop 8 into coverage. Davis in a crowd had his hands on it, but it's incomplete. Leon trying to drop it in. As Bivens over on the coverage. And able to just get a hand in. And rip that ball away from Elijah Davis. And the Pirates now face a 4th and long, and they will send Lucas Clothier on down to 24 seconds. So the Rustlers will look for a big return. They do have all 3 timeouts, but ultimately running out of time. 24 seconds. So the Rustlers may be looking at a play, maybe 2. As they get this ball back, Schmidt will take it at the 31. Now to the 40. Schmidt will head out of bounds near midfield. 14 seconds, so you're looking at a couple of plays here for the Rustlers. And for the Rustlers, mentioned some of the struggles. Zavia, who did miss one earlier, does have a long of 43 on the season, so the power in the leg is there for Zavia, as he has demonstrated, but you got to figure you need about 15 to 20 yards for the Rustlers. And again, with 3 timeouts, they can certainly work the entire field. But looking at perhaps a couple of plays here before halftime. Owa sets up, still looking, flushed from the pocket, and now we'll head out of bounds at the 41, 4 yards, and now down to 6 seconds, and now you're looking at 1 play. So let's see if they try to heave one. But first, they'll take a timeout. Rustlers take their first charge timeout, 6 seconds remaining in the first half, and Golden West on top 21-14. It's the SCFA playoffs on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Time for 1 play. And Kamakavivo Ole send 3 wide receivers to the right. Keep an eye on Tanner Schmidt. Wide to the right, opposite James Rose. Deep drop. Owa steps up, fires this one into the end zone. Rose, the only one there, and does have the interception on the final play of the first half. 21-14, the Rustlers will take the lead into the locker room. It's the SCFA semifinals here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
it. Touchdown, Rustlers. Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustlers.
Deep to right, Bale, and it's over the head of Marquez. That's going to score a run.
and touchdown, Rustlers. Malachi Martinez finds a man over the middle. Sarmiento will take it in for 6. Touchdown, Rustlers.
Run. This one hit deep to right field. And it's over the head of Marquez. That's going to score a run. The Rustlers will have it to start the second half after winning the toss and deferring. And an evenly matched back and forth first half. 21-14, the Rustlers will take a 7-point lead into the third quarter. How close was it on paper? The team separated by just 1 yard of total offense. Wow. 212 for the Pirates, 211 for Golden West. And we expected a close one, and so far we've got it as we are underway to start the third. Short kick taken at the 15 by the up back, Aaron Mitchell. And Mitchell will angle his way out to the 30, about a 15-yard return. And the first second half adjustment was that short kick after 2 returns in the first half of better than 80 yards for the Rustlers. On one of the occasions, the Pirate defense did come up with a stop, but on the other one, the Rustlers were able to take advantage of the short field for a touchdown. And right now, that touchdown is the difference. So they go to a shorter kick, and now the Rustlers will start from the 31 as Kanaoa Kamakaviva Ole leading the way back onto the field. Oa denied an all-conference selection on the first team, but only because of the sensational year from Jeremiah Calvin for the Cerritos College Falcons. But Oa certainly made a case for himself, leading the way for the Rustlers in this undefeated regular season, completing 69% of his passes, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions, and he did an outstanding job helming this offense all season long. And it was only the tremendous performance from Jeremiah Calvin that in all likelihood denied him that all-conference selection. Good stick after a run of about 6 yards by Kevion Moore on the carry.
Jeff, you go back to that first half. The difference with special teams and that interception, when Ventura's driving, Golden West makes a play, and that was one heck of an interception early in that, or middle of that first half.
Yeah, absolutely, by Drew Faulkner. A 4-yard run from Don Thompson leaves a 3rd and 5.
Play.
Another free play, looking for the completion and finding it, as it's Schmidt over on the far side, continuing to have his way with this very talented Pirate secondary, but there doesn't seem to be any way to contain Tanner Schmidt.
Jeff, how about that pass?
Yeah,
you put it in between the DB and the safety.
Yep.
Tight window, making it work.
After Schmidt gets a step on Brigham, and he gets it in before the second defender can come over and get there. Indeed, a perfect pass. They take advantage of the free play. Another reception for Schmidt, his 8th. Mitchell straight ahead, and a good push from Mitchell. Moving the pile to the 38. That's a gain of 5, brings up a 2nd and 5.
No first team all-conference? Let me show you what I can do.
Well, he gives it to Aaron Mitchell, a first team all-conference, and Mitchell picks up 5 yards. 3 wide receivers to the right for this 2nd and 5 play. Back to Mitchell on the left side. Falls forward for a yard. Brings up a 3rd and 4. The Rustlers were just 2 of 7 on 3rd down in the first half. They'll give Mitchell credit for a couple of yards and a big 3rd and 3 here at the 36. The Pirate defense, but the Pirates down 7, looking for a stop. You don't want to let a Rustler team get a lead of a couple of scores on you. Play action. Designed roll. Oa fires on the near sideline, and it's incomplete. Looking for Dom Thompson. The pass incomplete as Kamakaviva Ole flashes the arm on the move. Pretty good job squeezing it in, but ultimately Thompson can't get the foot down inbounds, and it brings up a 4th and 3 and a decision for Nick Mitchell. The Rustlers are 1 of 2 on 4th down here today, make it 2 of 3 on 4th down, and they are going to line up to go for it. So they are going to eschew the punt from the 36, trying to continue the drive with McKissick in motion. Mitchell gets the call, tripped up short of the marker. Couple of yards Kevion Moore. Like he got an arm in there to trip up Mitchell, holding him a yard shy, and the Pirate defense comes up with the stop they were looking for. See if we can get that. Is that Moore knifing through? How about that play? Neos, the outstanding safety, moving up just to wrap him up, but it looked like Moore shooting through, tripping up Mitchell after the Rustlers initially got a pretty good push on the right side. We do have a Rustler player down. We'll step aside for a brief injury timeout. Early third, Golden West on top 21-14. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Left guard Dylan Bunbury. Initially down, but he's up and walking off under his own power. So he'll head to the sideline, and the Rustler defense will come on as the Pirate defense stands up on fourth down, gets the stop. And they'll get it back. Brace and Leon and the Pirate offense on. Leon, a big first half. 17-23, 210 yards, a couple of touchdowns, one interception, but they start on the ground with Glover, who finds some room. And Glover just tripped up at the 47. 12 yards for Cohen Glover and the Pirates, who were held to just 2 yards on the ground in the first half. And for those that have followed the Pirates, not only this season but throughout the years, that is an insane number that you never see. The Pirates, one of the best running teams year after year, and it speaks to this Rustler defense and their ability to shut down the run. But that time, Glover finds some room on the left side. Bowman with another reception, stepping in nicely for Ryan Gillum. 9 yards for Ben Bowman. His fourth reception in the game, and it leaves us 2nd and 1. But the first thing you'd like to see if you're a Pirate fan is them to get something going on the ground, and they did with that opening carry to Glover. That has got to happen for the Pirates. Deep drop, Leon flushed from the pocket. Now able to dump it short, finds Glover for a first down. Tripped up by Faulkner at the 33, but that moves the chains. Another first down for Ventura.
Is he beyond the line of scrimmage when he passes this, or no?
No, he took a pretty deep drop and flushed from the pocket on the blitz by Brandon Soleau, but Leon able to extend the play and ultimately find Glover. Down to the 33, a fresh set of downs. The Pirates on the move, down 7 here early third. Play action, quick throw over the middle. Kemp continuing to work the middle of the field, has another first down. Silas Kemp, off 136 yards and a touchdown a week ago, is rapidly approaching 100 here today on his 5th reception. Down to the 19. He's now got 75 yards. And the Pirates are in the red zone. At the 19. Blitz coming. Leon with good protection. Throws over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted. Boy, a golden opportunity for Braden Powers. And I wonder, Mike, as we watch this play, if this is one where, nope, I thought maybe Powers was zeroing in on a receiver and just didn't see the ball, but he was tracking that one all the way.
Yeah, that's the
got his mitts on it, just couldn't secure it.
That's where you're in the film room and the comment comes, well, that's why you're playing defense. No offense.
2nd and 10. He'd love to have a shot at that ball again, certainly. And the Pirates catch a major break. The drive continues from the Golden West 19. 2nd down carry, and a gain of about 3. Clark again there to meet Adebayo with a little help from Cruz Wheeler. Couple of yards for Adebayo, and it leaves a 3rd and 8 from the Rustlers 17. See, Zavala is on. Had a touchdown reception in the first half. Adebayo will remain in the backfield with Leon. As the snap, four-man rush over the middle looking for Adebayo. Adebayo has the catch, spinning down to the 10-yard line.
Hey, look at this collision.
Yeah, there's a big hit, but Adebayo with the second effort. It's finally Soleao who brings him down. He got down to the 9. That was enough for the first down, or rather, I should say Leon on the quick snap. So it was a 4th and less than a yard, but Leon using that big body gets a push from the left side. A Rustler player lost a helmet, but Brayson Leon, well, they list Leon at 6'1", 195, but I got to tell you, as I look at him, I think they're underselling it a bit.
Gotta believe you're right.
Brayson Leon might be just a little bit bigger than that. Does manage to pick up the first down, so the Pirates quickly go for it on 4th down and convert. And it will be a 1st and goal from the 7. And Steve Mushagian not taking any time to think about it, with his team down 7 even early in the 3rd, thinking touchdown rather than field goal. Cohen Glover in the backfield. 1st and goal. Leon on the keeper, and he is drilled. Soleao gets there quickly and wants to talk about it a little bit, and Zavala there to step in. No flags are down, so they're just going to let him play. I'll tell you, that's another break for the Pirates, I think, as that is often where you see a flag. Not commenting on whether there should be a flag or not, but Zavala pretty clearly with the obvious push on Soleao, but going to let him play through it, so the Pirates continue on a 2nd and goal. Leon flushed from the pocket, tripped up, he's still on his feet, and now absorbs a massive hit as he gets rid of the ball. A flag is down. Bowman made the catch inside the 5 at the 4. So let's sort it all out. First of all, how about Leon staying up on the tackle attempt, but then Clark with about a 10-yard jump just unloads on Leon. You've got a flag down. Oh, by the way, amidst all of that, Bowman actually made the catch for a pickup of about 3.
Where's the penalty?
Well, there is a flag down.
But it came in on the hit. Why is that a foul?
Yeah, I see what you're asking.
I mean,
I wonder if they're going to say that he came in a little bit high. If you see Clark, there's a shot up around the helmet.
Does he lead
Leon
with the helmet, though? Is the question.
No. I don't think there's any question about that.
He hits him with the hands first.
Yeah, I think it's that right arm.
I mean,
so it's two on Josh Clark, and let me be the first to say I'm wrong. Not exactly big news there, but I thought it was maybe that right arm and the forearm shot up around the face mask. But the call, in case you missed it, on the call from Don Ariosto, was a late hit out of bounds. So they're going to say that Leon was out of bounds. And I have to tell you, I don't really agree with that call. I think that Leon was right.
He's right there
on the out of bounds line. I think that's tough on Clark, but I do think you maybe could have made a case for some kind of unnecessary roughness for using that right forearm up around the face mask of Brayson Leon.
Honestly, I thought it was very, very well disciplined play, because he goes in. He doesn't lead with the crown of his helmet. He leads with his forearm, pushes off.
No question about that. There's nothing about the helmet, but the call is the late hit out of bounds. There was an unsportsmanlike call tacked on as well. So that, incidentally, one other thing that we should be talking about here is that's 2 personal fouls on Josh Clark, and does that have an impact on whether Clark remains in the game? He's out there right now. So they did hit Clark with 2 personal foul penalties. But for now, he's still there. Glover slips in the backfield. He's not going to get in. And he loses his helmet, and now it's starting to get decidedly chippy down there. And they're going to have to get control here as now flags come in from everywhere. You got another Rustler player down. It's Clark. Well, Glover lost a helmet, and then there was some extracurriculars as that play was winding down, and then it just went from there. So we'll see if we've got a replay. While they sort this all out, we're down to 8:01. Just to recap the situation, it was a 1st and goal from the 1. The Pirate coaches are out on the field. But, Mike, right now, tempers are flaring, and I think the challenge now is to get control because the guys on both sides are keyed up in a big way right now. And
here's the replay.
Yeah, they're still talking. And now
Okay,
that's where
right,
Clark goes down.
So there's the foul, 77 for Ventura. So they're trying to say that that's a fumble, but the helmet came off. It looked like
the result of the play was a loss of 3. So for now, it's a 2nd and goal from just outside the 3.
All right. So Jeff, we're going to watch this again. Helmet is off right there, and then the ball comes out. Typically, when the ball carrier's helmet comes off, play is blown dead. Ball comes out. See the late hit there. Okay.
And it's Tyler Smith, or I should say, it's Nathan Gonzalez. And I don't know if you heard it, Mike, but Nathan Gonzalez picks up the personal foul, and let's wait and see if he has been kicked out of the game.
No, that's his first misconduct. Okay. So one more and he's gone.
So Gonzalez still out there, and we can see him in the huddle. It'll take it back out to the 18-yard line. So, by the way, this all has a major impact on a 7-point game. A moment ago, the Pirates were at the 1. Now you lose a couple of yards. You lose 15 yards.
They lose 2, and now you lose 15. Now you're at the 18, second and goal.
2nd and goal. So the Pirates, who were just a yard away from potentially tying it up, now face a much more difficult situation with a 2nd and goal from the 18. Javarian Salter checks in the game in the backfield. Leon will bring the offense back on, and we're back to it as they wind the clock under 8 to go in the 3rd quarter. Snap to Leon. Blitz coming. They screen it out to Salter. Salter on the near side gets back some of the yardage. He's inside the 10. It brings up a 3rd and goal. And we mentioned Salter struggling somewhat on the ground last week, but continues to be a good option catching the football. 4 catches for 65 yards in the win against Cerritos last week. So showed his value in the passing game. A couple of catches here today, including that one that gets it back to the 11. So a gain of 7 and a 3rd and goal from the 11. Leon moving up, hit as he throws in the corner, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Silas Kemp, locked up with Rob Andrus, and the pass incomplete, and it brings up a 4th down. And then a 4th and goal to be a decision for Steve Mushegian, but likely to see Bodie Ing for a field goal attempt. Ing, 11 of 18 on the season. One of the prolific kickers among the leaders in the 3C2A in points. And one of just 5 kickers in the 3C2A to hit on 10 or more field goals this season. 28 yards straight away for Bodie Ing. Snap placement down, and Ing puts it through. 21-17, the Pirates creep within 4. You are watching the SCFA semifinals here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Again, it'll be Mitchell at the 16. Mitchell out past the 30, tripped up at the 32. And the Pirates, again, seem to be going with the new plan here in the second half, keeping it away from Faulkner and Thomas. 17 yards for Mitchell. And not only are the players into it, but, Mike, we're sitting in an open-air press box here, and the fans are into it too. The Pirates have traveled well. They are well represented here, and the whole situation, there's an edge. Here's as we're watching. These two teams don't meet very often. But here, this meeting, the first since 2015, and it comes with an awful lot on the line, a spot in the SCFA championship as they play down the road. Mission Viejo, Saddleback and Mount Sac for the other spot. Play action, McKissick in the Pirates secondary, and a big gain off the bat. Estrada brings him down in Pirate territory, but Will McKissick immediately moves the Rustlers into Pirate territory. Let's watch on another good throw.
Just a great job right up the seam. Pitch and catch. Owa puts it on the money.
30 yards. Owa to McKissick. Third catch for McKissick here today. Arjuan Morris sweeping to the left side, down to the 34. It's a gain of 3 yards for Arjuan Morris, who started out working pretty much equally with Kendrick Thomas and Aaron Mitchell early in the season, but as the season has worn on, it's been more of Mitchell, more of Thomas, and Arjuan Morris has stepped back his carries, but getting a call here today. And his third carry picks up 3 yards, brings up a second down and 7. They'll bunch the formation. Owa straight drop, has time. Now the pocket collapsing. He's going to be sacked. Second sack today for the Pirates. Moise coming through, gets the sack. Big play from the Pirates. It sets up a 3rd and long. Aina with a big sack back in the first half for the Pirates that stalled a Rustler drive in Pirate territory. They're looking to do it again.
Well, it's a 30-yard gainer to McKissick to start this drive. Use one right now.
3rd and 15. Let's see if they look for Schmidt, who's at the top of your screen. Kamakaviva Ole over the middle, behind his intended target, looking for Goodwin. Rose got a hand on it. The pass incomplete, but it brings up a 4th down, and I wonder if maybe Owa and Aiden Goodwin not on the same page. That pass was well off the mark. The only one with a chance there was Rose. But the drive stalls.
Yeah, Jeff, definitely seems like there's a disconnect on that route. And the Rustlers get away with a lot of green in front of them if that pick is made. And that's competing drop picks by both teams.
Aaron Stock on for his first punt of the day, averaging a little less than 35 yards a kick on the season. This one angled out of bounds at the 17. So it's just 25 yards, but it does pin the Pirates deep in their own territory, inside their own 20, where they will go back to work with 5:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Well, it's been an interesting couple of weeks for the Pirates as well. Go back to the final week of the regular season, and the defense with a struggle in the 4th quarter as the Mounties mounted a big comeback from 20 down to snatch that victory by a single point. But the Pirates rebounded the next week, and the defense played huge in the second half, blanking the Falcons down the stretch en route to a 41-37 win. Big hit from Clark. What a game for Josh Clark, who has been all over the field, and watch him zero in on Salter here. And another good hit, couple of yards for Salter. But the Pirates locked in another tough one here today. Meanwhile, for the Rustlers, they have been, well, dominant all season, but especially here at home. Quick throw over the middle for Davis. Davis slips out of a couple of tackles. He's out past the 30 to the 36. That is good enough for a first down. But the Rustlers have been part of some adverse conditions themselves throughout the season. Had a very tough contest here at home against Cerritos earlier in the season. That was back on October 25th. And they tough out that win. They had to come from behind in the second half in the win at Fullerton in the regular season finale. So the Rustlers have been able to deliver when they've needed to in some tight games this season as well. So this is not an undefeated team that hasn't had any tests or suddenly finds themselves in a close game. They've had to battle this season to stay undefeated.
You get that matchup earlier in the season versus Riverside. Cerritos turns out to be a playoff team in the SCFA top 6. Gave Ventura all they wanted and then some last week, eventually succumbing.
Traveled up to Bakersfield, got a win over the Gades. Glover on the carry, has another first down out to the 46. Pirates starting to find some success running the football here in this third quarter. This was on the right side.
Look at that.
Following Angel Rosales and Jackson Perkins, opening up a lane for Glover out to midfield. Actually, it's to the Rustler 49 where it'll be 1st and 10. We have whistles before the snap.
It's a great timeout by Coach Mitchell. He sees that his defense on their heels, they need a bit of a blow. Take a timeout ourselves. 3:10 left in the third quarter, 21-17, Golden West. Ventura driving.
First and 10 from the Rustler 49. Out of the Rustler timeout. Pirates on bunch formation. They'll send 4. Pirates keep it on the ground. First down carry for about 3 yards to the 46. And that was Jeremiah Jackson on the carry. Couple of yards will leave a 2nd and 8. Tackle made by Asher Jackson. And it looks like there was a flag down. So the 5-yard penalty against Golden West will be tacked on. It'll take it down to the 42. And that'll leave a 2nd and 3. The options increase for the Pirates. Now looking at a 2nd and 3 from the Rustler 42. And Golden West showing blitz. Here they come. They send Soliao. Leon fires, completes. First down and more. McCoy spinning away from a tackler. He's down inside the 20, down to the 17. And again, it starts with great protection as Andrus eventually gets to McCoy. But 23 yards on the reception. And the Pirates will have it at the Golden West 19, back to live action. And a first down carry. Rather, it's a quick toss to Bowman. And he gets to the 14. That's good for 5 yards, brings up a 2nd and 5. 5th catch for Bowman. Pirates back in the red zone. A touchdown would give them the lead. They'll send Bowman in motion. Leon sets, Pop flies the far side, incomplete. They were looking for Glover on the old school wheel route out of the backfield, going for a little Marshall Faulk there, Michael. But Glover can't quite get there. 3rd and 5. My references are getting newer. They used to be from the 70s and 80s. I'm trying to move into the 90s, even the late 90s. 3rd and 5. From the 14. Leon with Glover in the backfield. Could be a free play for the Pirates. He'll look for the back shoulder throw. McCoy. He's got it. Touchdown, Pirates. And Leon, sensing the opportunity, this shades of a play back in the first half. Only this time it's a matchup of all conference performers. McCoy working against Drew Faulkner. And that round goes to Tavion McCoy. I undersold it in the first half. That is now the 5th straight game for McCoy with a touchdown, as he's got 2 here today on similar plays. But another great catch working against very good coverage by Tavion McCoy. The pass was there, and McCoy wins the battle for his 2nd touchdown reception of the game. 1:29 remaining in the 3rd. The Pirates have stormed back and lead at 24-21. The Rustlers will look to answer when we come back on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Big response from the Pirates here in the 3rd quarter. 10 unanswered. They are back in front, as the Rustlers will look to answer back, as they have done on a couple of occasions already today, if not all season long. And we'll see if they can step up once again. Ing with the approach, the kick away. This one on the ground, taken at the 32 by McKissick, and McKissick weaves his way forward to the 39. Just 7 yards on the return, but good field position nonetheless for the Rustlers, who will start from their own 39-yard line. And the Pirates still content to give away a little field position to keep it away from the returners, namely Faulkner and Thomas. And we'll see Kamikaviva Ole flanked by Kendrick Thomas. Receivers left and right. Well, you expect to see a dose of Tanner Schmidt here at some point. He is split out to the right, McKissick in the slot. 1st and 10 from the 39. They fake to Daniels, the read option, and some running room for Kamikaviva Ole. Out to the 45, 6 yards, and a 2nd and 4 upcoming. Meanwhile, credit to both teams. After some tempers flared early in the 3rd quarter, it appears that both teams back to playing football, and thankfully, knock on wood, we're not seeing much of a continuation of that. So again, that's a great credit to both teams, both coaching staffs, getting their teams back under control.
And
First down yardage.
This is a huge drive right now for Golden West. They need to kill some clock and give their defense a break, because right now Ventura clicking on all cylinders and McCoy leading the way.
They'd love to do what they did in the season finale at Fullerton when they ran for well over 200 yards and held the ball for 36 minutes en route to the win. I'd love to chew up a little clock here and give their defense a blow. The pass complete to Thompson on the far side. Looked out of bounds by Brigham. 6 yards for Dom Thompson, brings up a 2nd down and 4.
I got a feeling we're probably going to see this clock wind down.
Yeah, down to 16 seconds. Let's see if the Rustlers want to run another play. They don't have to. Well, they weren't really given much of an option there as the clock was moving, but they didn't have the option to snap the ball even if they wanted to. It was in the hands of Don Ariosto. Nonetheless, the third quarter will come to a close. 24-21, the Pirates with the lead in the SCFA semifinals here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second and 4, and somewhat unfamiliar territory, certainly for the Rustlers, who will start the fourth quarter looking up on the scoreboard. Just 3 points, but down as we start the fourth. But they do have it to the Pirate 42 for the 2nd and 4 play. They'll come out in the pistol formation and go to Thomas on the right side. Thomas hit but falls forward near the first down marker. And the hit that he takes is from 325-pound Desmond Arthur, and yet Thomas manages to fall forward. The strength of Kendrick Thomas, watch here, as that's Desmond Arthur who's got him wrapped up. Nonetheless, Thomas needed 4 yards. He got about 3.5. It leaves 3rd and a foot. And again, Owa looking for the jump that he's gotten a couple of times here today. Pirates staying onside so far. Here's the snap. Thomas bounces it to his left. He's tripped up by Estrada.
Wow.
It'll come down to the spot. It looks initially like he's short. And it brings up a 4th down and less than a yard.
They need the 38.
The Rustlers 2 of 4 on 4th down here today. So they'll go to a heavier package with Thomas remaining in the game. Owa will work under center.
They're going tush push here.
And Owa has the snap and a good push up front. We got a little help from Thomas, but he didn't really need it following Inoki Samita. That's a great job by the sophomore Samita. Watch the push up front, Michael.
Is that McKissick?
So a 1st down. As the Rustlers convert on 4th down to continue the drive. They have it at the Pirate 37. Play action, looking on the quick slant, it's picked off! Pirates forcing the big turnover, it's a foot race! Down to the 15, 10, 5, Charlie Neos! He has led this defense all season long! And a bitter irony for the Rustlers, who themselves, who have 8 defensive touchdowns on the season. A crazy number. But it's the Pirates here today, behind sophomore standout Charlie Neos. Steps in front and then wins the foot race with Kamakaviva Ole to the pylon to push the lead to 30-21. Placement down, extra point is good from Bodie Ing. And the hill gets a little steeper for the Rustlers, who are now down 31-21. It's Golden West College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. And now it is 17 unanswered for the Pirates here in the second half. And this one comes courtesy of the pick six. Charlie Neos reading that play, stepping in front, and takes it to the house. 31-21. Rustlers now down 10, deep kick, and another good return. Out to midfield, Faulkner down the far sideline. He gets through, he's gone. What an answer from the Rustlers. The Pirates roll the dice, they kick it deep. They haven't been doing that here in the second half, but they take a chance with Faulkner. He gets the wedge once again. And with a block out in front, they're not going to get him 100 yards.
Faulkner said, give me that wedge. To the house, chalk up 6, pending extra point. Wow, what a response.
And just when the Pirates thought they had established some measure of control, we're back to a 3-point game as Zavala does slip it inside the left upright. 31-28, big plays on both sides. 3-point game, 12:38 remaining. (31-28). Pirates will get it back. They still lead by 3.
17 unanswered.
Yeah.
That's quite the answer.
Right. The answer comes on special teams, as it has a few times today.
Jeff, kind of ironic. Throughout the years in our coverage of Ventura College, it's been their special teams that have been so instrumental in their success. And here today, it's been all Golden West in that department.
Well, we talked about 8 defensive touchdowns for Golden West. That's the 3rd return touchdown as well on the season. So this isn't out of nowhere, certainly for those that have been watching the Rustlers all season long. They have done a great job on special teams and in that return game, and they get a huge play there as Faulkner. The return, it was 95 yards for the 6. To get the Rustlers back within 3. Now Leon on with the Pirate offense. Glover in the backfield. Pressure coming. Leon just has to heave this one and does manage to get it out of bounds. A 2nd and 10. Seen the Pirates able to get some pressure on Kamakaviva, Ole, and Leon that time under duress and just has to throw that ball away. Brings up a 2nd down and 10 as he takes another big hit as he throws that ball away. Meanwhile, we've got a Rustler player down on one knee. It looks like it's Kozma. Yeah, Kakama Kozma. They will help him to his feet. 12:30 remaining, a timeout on the field. Ventura on top, 31-28 in the 3C2A SCFA semifinals here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second and 10. And Mike, one other aspect of that big play from Faulkner is that special teams play gives the defense something of a jolt, and they come out. That one nearly intercepted. Incomplete, looking for Silas Kemp, and the Rustler defense now particularly keyed up, and they force a quick 3rd and long. That is outstanding from John Bivens on the coverage on Kemp, able to get a hand in avoiding the contact, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Do you bring the heat, or do you bluff at the blitz and drop into coverage here into a zone?
Yeah, I don't know how much time you really can afford to give Brace and Leon. We've seen them at least try to bring the pressure on Brace and Leon. They're going to rush 4, but they bring the pressure anyway. Leon's in trouble. He's sacked. Javon Taylor able to get through and sack Leon, and we'll see Lucas Clothier in the punting unit as Taylor beats the block, gets through. No chance for Leon.
Taylor just comes through like a bear.
First sack today for the Rustlers. They're 18th as a team on the season. And that one knocks the Pirates back all the way to their own 12, so Clothier will punt it from just outside of his own end zone. So the news gets better. High kick. Schmidt retreating back to the 45. He'll make the fair catch there. 43 yards, a good kick from Clothier. Does manage to flip the field somewhat, but the Rustler defense, with that big series, has given the ball back to their offense and done so with good field position, as they'll start from near midfield. And now the pressure amps up on the Pirate defense, who will need an answer. Still 11:33 to go. Well, if the question was the expanded playoffs a good idea in the 3C2A, I would say round 1 of the playoffs gave a resounding yes to that question, as both games last week were sensational and went down to the wire. The Pirates with the 4-point win at home against Cerritos.
And 5 overtimes?
Mount Sac in 5 overtimes outlasts El Camino 42-40. And meanwhile, we haven't checked the scoreboard on the other games yet, but we've got another great one here. And I think that this was a good decision to widen this playoff field. More teams certainly had made a case to get in, and so far everybody's showing that they deserve to be there. 2nd and 9. On the ground. Thomas squirts through. He's near the first down marker. Finally brought down by Moise, but not before he picks up 8 yards and a first down to the Pirate 39. Clock moving, fresh set of downs. Owa has the snap. They'll stay with Thomas, off tackle on the right side, running room again. Cut down after a gain of 7. Rivera moving up from his safety spot for the stop. But good running room for Kendrick Thomas coming off that 100-yard performance against Fullerton. He's up over 50 yards here today. 2nd and 3 from the Pirate 37. Play action. Owa looking deep, has Schmidt. 3rd touchdown today for Tanner Schmidt. The Rustlers are back on top. How about back-to-back 3-touchdown performances from Tanner Schmidt after lighting up the Hornets in the regular season finale? He's going to work on this Pirates secondary that has been tremendous all season long, but boy, how do you contain Tanner Schmidt? 9 catches, 143 yards, now 3 touchdowns. The extra point is good. 10:05 remaining in the ballgame. What a response from the Rustlers. Down 10 moments ago, now up 35-31 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Incredible.
.05 remaining in the ball game. And it was a back-and-forth first half with the teams trading scores. Now in the second half, it's a back-and-forth second half with the teams trading runs. It was 17 in a row for the Pirates. Now 14 unanswered as Glover is cut down just past the 20. The Rustlers have come back with a couple of touchdowns after they were down 10 here early in the fourth.
Jeff, how about a shout out to the Juggernaut program, the men's water polo program here at Golden West. Number 9.
9 times.
9 times. Yeah, there's your Ferris Bueller reference for you. I knew you were going to go there. Trying to set you up. 9 3CTOA championships in a row.
Well, I'll tell you, unlike Ferris Bueller's Mom, this was not all news to us.
No, it was not.
You know, we knew what the Rustlers could do as they secured yet another water polo championship. Salter in trouble in the backfield. Does manage to weave his way forward. Kozma, who is back out there after leaving briefly on the previous series. Among the first to get there, Salter just gets back to the line. Bring up a second and long. And now the Pirate offense looking for an answer, and the Pirates have to be reeling after, again, felt like they had it going all their way, up 31-21, but here come the Rustlers. Andrus on the blitz, and the throw is intercepted. Down the near sideline, Taden Rogers looking for a block. The return inside the 10, and now it's the Rustler defense that comes up with a huge turnover as Leon initially has time. This is a real rarity for those that have watched the Pirates this season, as Leon had pretty good protection, but just made a poor decision about where to go with the football, throws into double coverage, and it is hard to really explain for those who haven't seen it just how rare that's been from Brayson Leon, but tries to squeeze that ball in. And Rogers moving over has the interception, the good return down the near side, has it all the way down to the Pirates 6, and the Rustlers now looking for some breathing room. A touchdown here makes it a 2-score game. You still got a lot of time with a little better than 9 minutes. They go with Mitchell, and Mitchell appeared to have a lane for just a moment before Moore closed it down quickly. Might have picked up a yard. They'll spot it just inside the 5, where it'll be 2nd and goal. So the Pirate defense has to come up with a big stop here. You try to limit it to a field goal. A touchdown here, and then it becomes 2 scores. So the stakes are high. Snap to Owa. Looking right, a man is open. Who else? It's Schmidt. Tanner Schmidt. And Mike, I'm stunned, but it looked like nobody picked up Tanner Schmidt. Let's watch here again. And perhaps some miscommunication as Schmidt makes this catch in between Brigham and Neos. I would think that would be a number that you would be looking for, really, on every play. So Owa back to Tanner Schmidt, his 10th reception and his 4th touchdown. And the Rustlers have stormed back 3 touchdowns in a row, and they lead it 42-31. Well, at the point that the Pirates took the 31-21 lead, you might have wondered, well, how are the Rustlers going to respond in this moment of adversity? Down 10 in the fourth quarter amidst this season in which everything has seemingly gone right. Well, I'll tell you how they've responded. They've responded with what you've seen pretty much all season long. Big plays on offense, big plays on defense, big plays on special teams. 3 straight touchdowns, and they have an 11-point lead. Flags are down on the return.
Jeff, you hit it right on the head. It's being terrific in all 3 phases, and they've done exactly that. The last 3 scores, 21 unanswered in every phase.
And
Penalty
they're going to get
against Ventura.
Zavala on the return, so the field's going to get a little longer. Now, the Pirates certainly have the kind of offensive capability to quickly strike back.
There's
but
still a lot of time.
8:16 remaining. It's got to start here. And they are going to need not just a couple of first downs, Mike. They're going to need to score on this drive. Snap to Leon. Looking for Davis, and Davis has the reception. Getting the foot down.
Flag on the field where the quarterback was hit.
Yeah, Bivens.
And I think this is going to be hit roughing the passer.
Runs him out of bounds. Got it to about the 18. Here's the call from Don Ariosto. Yep. Well, they're coming after Leon as they have all day. And that time, the roughing the passer call. And that's a break for the Pirates, certainly, who are looking for something to go right. Here in this stretch, it'll take it out to the 32. They'll tack it on to the end of the reception by Davis. And an immediate first down and a little breathing room for the Pirates. They'll bring 4. Leon under pressure. The ball's loose. The Rustlers have got it. Another turnover as they strip Leon. It's Javon Taylor emerging with the football.
We'll have a pretty good look at this here, Jeff.
Both these teams have been so reliant, making big plays, forcing turnovers. It's Rob Andrus, and Andrus has been so effective on the corner blitz all season long. They love to bring him off the edge, and he gets there and has the presence to not just get the hit on Leon, but jar that football free. Watch him go to the strip. That's a tremendous play from Rob Andrus, and Javon Taylor in the backfield scoops it up, takes it inside the 20, and now the Rustlers looking to perhaps put an exclamation point on it. Mitchell looking for the edge, and he is just pulled down. Very close to getting the edge. Dre Nelson, perhaps with a touchdown-saving tackle. 5 yards, I should say 7 yards for Mitchell, who's had a relatively quiet afternoon running the football after the big performance in the win at Fullerton, where he put up a season high. But the Pirate defense, when we're talking about the Rustlers and the job they've done stopping the run, the Pirate defense has been very good today, limiting the rushing attack for the Rustlers. Mitchell on the carry. Not much doing, got back to the line. It brings up a 3rd down and a long 2 from the 8. Well, this may be the season for the Pirates. If the Rustlers can punch it in for a touchdown, you're talking 3 scores. And the Pirates would be in danger of running out of time as much as anything else, even with better than 6 minutes to go. But if they can get a stop, maybe force a field goal attempt, you might still be talking about 2 scores. McKissick in motion. Snap to Owa on the designed roll. Owa on the keeper, looking for the edge. He's got the first down. He'll reach for the pylon. Didn't get there.
Flag on the field.
There is a flag down. For the moment, Kamikaviva Ole on the keeper has enough for the first down. But this is where you often see a hold, and indeed, the holding call against Golden West. And for Golden West, their 7th penalty today to just 5 for Ventura. And penalties haven't been much of a storyline, so much so that I might argue that that's the biggest penalty of the game so far. Instead of a 1st and goal at the 1 and a chance to take a little more time off, potentially punch it in for a 3-score lead, it's a lifeline of sorts for the Pirates as Golden West now faces a 3rd and 12. 3 wide receivers to the right. Schmidt to the top of your screen. Owa looking. Now throws it short for Thompson, and Thompson able to shed a couple of tackles. He's still on his feet, picks up a block. Thompson's in for a touchdown. That is an unbelievable individual effort from Dom Thompson, but also picks up a big block to punch his ticket to the end zone on a play that might punch the Rustlers' ticket to the SCFA championship. Watch here. There's the big block just to finish it off from Aaron Mitchell. But it starts with just an unbelievable effort from Dom Thompson to fend off a couple of would-be tacklers, keep that play alive, and then picks up the big block. And this is just a massive 4th quarter response from the Golden West College Rustlers. Well, it's a 4th quarter run deserving of a wow from Golden West College. As, again, what feels like just a few minutes ago, this was 31-21 off the pick 6 by Charlie Neos. And
Jeff, you know why it feels like it just happened a couple minutes ago? It's because it happened a few minutes ago.
I'm not imagining it. And the Rustlers have come roaring back. Meanwhile, the ball pops out again. It looks like it managed to get out of bounds. The Pirates will keep it on the return by J.D. Rollins out past the 30 to the 32. So the Pirates now down 18. Will come back out and will need to go to work quickly with 5:36 remaining in the game. And the Rustlers closing in on a spot in the SCFA championship. Snap to Leon. Screens it out to Salter, and Salter to the 34, a pickup of a couple of yards and a 2nd and 8. And the clock will move, and should this one continue in this direction, this will be certainly a bitter pill on a way to finish out a season for the Pirates, and we'll talk a little bit more about the season that they've had as Salter makes the catch over the middle. Under Clark, but doesn't get by Cruz Wheeler to the 38, 4 yards, and a 3rd and 4 coming up, and I think even from the 38, you got to believe with 3 scores, the Pirates are thinking 4 downs here. But it's easy to forget just how close this SCFA, massive hit, looking for McCoy over the middle. He can't hold on to the ball.
Now, Jeff, there is an argument to be made. This could have been called targeting, and I think they get away with what the Rustlers do right here.
Yeah, it's Soleau, and that is a jarring hit on Tavion McCoy. And fortunately, first and foremost, Tavion McCoy is up and appears to be okay. But that is
you know what?
why it's not fun all the time to go over the middle as a receiver, certainly. Meanwhile, let's bring you back live because it's a 4th and 3, so the Pirates ultimately, to stay in this at all, need to pick up here, and instead it's going to be intercepted. Soleau dropping back into coverage. Soleau on the return, still on his feet. He's going to go. Brandon Soleau It's his second pick six of the season, and it's the 9th for this Rustler defense. As who else but the Rustler defense would put an exclamation point on it? And meanwhile, there is a little bit of extracurricular still jawing after the play, but they will quickly separate as Soleil dropping into coverage. And
well, Jeff, they haven't adjusted the scoreboard. I wonder if this is going to come back.
yeah, let's see. It's still 49-31. Might be on the return. And now a late flag comes in. This is going to go on the Pirates sideline. And they're certainly hot about something that happened on that play. You saw the players get into it over on the far side as well. But, Mike, I don't know if maybe you saw something on the replay, but something definitely got their attention.
You know, Jeff, I think they might still be mad at what could have been a targeting penalty that play previous. And instead, right after that, they throw a pick six.
Yeah,
I think they're
still
upset,
huddled
obviously,
up,
about the situation. Look, it's a high emotion type of situation here. You're already down 18. You had a game that, man, it looked like you were headed to the SCFA championship, and now you're down 18 in the fourth. It's piling on here, and there's some frustrations. Obviously, we're going to go back to that play. We're going to go back to the 3rd and 3, where it looked like it could have been targeting here. Does he lead? See, that could be called targeting, and I'm surprised that they didn't try to review that. They have the ability to do that.
Yeah, it's Soleil who ultimately would then have the pick six.
Okay. So the penalty is going to go against Ventura. That's declined. It is a pick six.
Yeah, Mike, I think you're a good point. I think there's a lot to be said there. That's a call that perhaps was missed, and ultimately we have to speculate up here on exactly what they're upset about, but that would make sense certainly, as the Pirates did have to hurry. They tried to get another play off, and Soleil dropping back makes the interception and does return it for the touchdown.
It's so bang, and I think the Rustlers have been pretty good about not going head-to-head contact for most of the game. We saw that earlier. But I think, over the middle, McCoy kind of hung out to dry there. Big hit, jars the ball free. Would have been a first down.
Zavala on for the extra point, and this fourth quarter turning into a house of horrors for the Pirates, as it's now 56-31, 35 points on the board here in the fourth quarter for the Rustlers. And they have completely taken control and broken open what had been a very close game. One more look at Soleil dropping back, steps in front, has the interception, and then finds the end zone on the return. 56-31, it's Golden West College football on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
And, Jeff, we'll keep it here. There's an issue with the fan and the coaching staff.
Well, Mike, you said it. The emotions have been running high from the outset. But there's been some jawing going on throughout the game, and a 15-yard penalty assessed on the Pirates on the kickoff. So this will come from midfield as Zavala has it teed up. And he will have plenty of leg to drive this one through. And so the Pirates will go to work at their own 25-yard line, and 4:39 remaining in the game, and you hope that we can get back to football for the remaining a little less than 5 minutes here, as the Rustlers putting on an incredible performance here in the fourth quarter. 35 points, and it's come every which way. Big plays in all phases, and they're going to come on the blitz once again. The throw to Davis. Davis picks up a block, splits a couple of tacklers. He's out past the 35 before before Cruz Wheeler moves over to bring him down shy of the 40. Davis, who'd had 18 catches for better than 250 yards over the last couple of weeks, just his third catch today. Meanwhile, yet another flag down, and it's been a good turnout. And, Golden West obviously with their fans here, but the Pirates have traveled well as well. That flag going to go against Golden West. So it's been, I think, safe to say, a spirited atmosphere here for this SCFA semifinal. Meanwhile, the penalty moves it into Golden West territory. And for the Pirates, maybe just looking to end their season on a little bit better note. Certainly than this fourth quarter. They find Glover. Glover trying to churn out a couple of extra yards. And they're still jawing down there as Glover picks up another first down. Brace and Leon now over 300 yards passing in the game, but 3 touchdowns, but also 3 interceptions as this Rustler defense has forced 4 turnovers here today, and that is a big number when you consider the Pirates this season, as Salter has the catch. He's down inside the 25 near the first down marker. The Pirates, in their first 11 games, committed just 11 turnovers. So forcing 4 is a massive number and something that the Rustler defense really needed to do today. And they were able to get it done. 3:35 remaining, a timeout on the field. Golden West on top, 56-31, on their way to the SCFA championship game next week. Pirates have it 1st and 10 at the Rustler 24. Leon rolling left. Now completes over on the far sideline for another first down. Silas Kemp with the reception. 11 yards takes it to the Rustler 12. Still 3:17 and counting remaining. Play action, Leon looking left and throws, squeezes it in down near the goal line, and it's in for a touchdown. Tavion McCoy with his 3rd touchdown reception. So not only does McCoy find the end zone for the 3rd time, but how about the Ollie-like return of Tavion McCoy after the big hit? He's still out there, still playing, and he comes up with the touchdown reception, 56-37. And for the Pirates, if nothing else, it breaks the ridiculous 35-point run that the Rustlers were on, and they managed to put some kind of positive on this fourth quarter. Still 3:07 to go. Now 56-38.
Get your hands
Golden West
ready.
on top. And Mike, you called it. 56-38, and indeed get the hands team ready for the Pirates. The faint hopes here certainly lie in getting this ball back immediately and then probably doing it again, maybe more than once. So it starts here. You've got to believe they have got to come up with a way to get this ball right back. So you see Schmidt, McKissick, looks like Aaron Mitchell perhaps. Let's see where they go with it as Ing will work to the near side. It will squirt through. It's still down, but it is, I believe, Rob Andrus who comes up with it. Could be Kendrick Thomas. Unfortunately, we're forced to speculate slightly with the number 2. Don't know for sure. They are both number 2. In any event, it's the Rustlers who come away with the ball. That is the important part of the story. And they will start from their 40 and now can run a little clock. And the Pirates do still have all 3 timeouts at their disposal. We'll see if they elect to use them here, down 18 with 3:05 remaining in this one. We can update you that in the third quarter, Saddleback is on top of Mount San Antonio College in the other semifinal, 28-14. So right now the top 2 seeds holding serve so far here today in the semifinals. Still a long way to go in that one. They'll keep it on the ground. Ardwan Morris on the right side for a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9, and for the moment, the Pirates going to be content to let the clock move rather than burn the timeouts, but we'll see if they're trying to manage the clock around that 2-minute timeout that they will also get. San Mateo, at home against Fresno City up in the north. They're leading 34-13. That's in the fourth quarter. And Modesto taking on Diablo Valley in the other semifinal in the north. They're in the third quarter, and Modesto leading 21-7. So will we see San Mateo back in the championship that this year is in the south? And the Rustlers looking to keep it here in Huntington Beach, though. Should they make it that far, might be moving over. We might see that one over at Orange Coast College right nearby. That, of course, still a long ways away. Nobody's thinking about that yet. Down to the 2-minute timeout. Golden West on top, 56-38. It's Rustler football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third and 7 as we're down to the 2-minute timeout. And they'll keep it on the ground. Ardwan Morris bounces it to the outside. Now spins out of a tackle. Good enough for a first down. And Morris with 8 yards on a 3rd and 7. And now the Rustlers might be able to fully run it out. Big 3rd down conversion.
This game is out of reach here, Jeff. And it's, you have Ventura with all 3 of their timeouts. It looks like they're not going to elect to use them, but man, what a season for the Pirates.
Mike, what's fascinating about this matchup is ultimately it does come down to big plays under the heading of this maybe could have gone either way or what might have been were it not for some big plays. The two teams are still only separated by 6 yards of total offense. So it has remained a relatively even game here in the second half. and it becomes clear that ultimately the difference was a couple of the big plays the Rustlers made on special teams at first, but then particularly in the fourth quarter, defensively as well, forcing 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Well, Jeff, the pressure started to really mount defensively from Golden West. And, 3 touchdowns with 3 picks. It's a rough day if you're quarterbacking for the Pirates, and you saw the pressure get there early. And it started to really ratchet up. There was a bit of a lull there towards the end of the third quarter. Earlier in this game, you saw Coach Mitchell take a timeout, give his defense a blow. That seemed to kind of spark them. Then obviously you get the big return after you go down by 10. The response, the battling of adversity throughout this season for the Rustlers. This is a championship pedigree.
Yeah, and you come out and you see down on the field Nick Mitchell, Steve Musagian, 2 coaches, both with their respective programs for a number of years and know each other really well. And I think definitely making the conscious decision to get out there and emulate for their teams, that they're going to come out there and shake hands and leave it on the field. As this was, without a doubt, an exceptionally hard-fought game, a game that definitely got chippy at points as well.
Certainly.
Down on the field. But it ends, I think, with the 2 teams, again, regaining control and ultimately walking off with that mutual respect from a hard-fought game. The Rustlers do get the win 56-38. They just continue to write this story here in 2025, now 11-0 on the season, and seemingly nobody is able to find a way against this team that makes the plays in whatever phase of the game that they need to continue to win week after week. And Mike, you referenced it very quickly moments ago, but what a season for the Pirates. 10-2, they fall a little short in the playoffs here, but we followed this team all season long. We cover them on SoCalCollegeSports.com, and they're 1 2-point stop away from playing at home this week up in Ventura.
Yep.
That's the only thing that really stood in the way from them having an undefeated regular season. They were actually right on the Rustlers' tail for much of the season in the rankings as an undefeated team. They're that close to being undefeated and hosting in the semifinals. Instead, they were at work a week ago. They get the win over Cerritos, but then have to travel down here to Huntington Beach, and they fall a little bit short on this huge fourth quarter from Golden West, where they put 35 points on the board, and they needed it after the Pirates had that lead late in the third.
Jeff, we anticipated a barn burner. We got exactly that, and Golden West closed the show like a freight train. They're headed to next week and hosting the SCFA Championship.
Yeah, the road to the championship still heading through Huntington Beach.
That's a fact.
After this, they are in the championship. They're in the third quarter. It's now 42-14, so it's starting to look like it might be the Bobcats heading up the road here to Huntington Beach next week. We're going to have it here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. We can't wait. We hope that you will join us then. Thanks so much for joining us today. So long, everybody.